Hey everybody, Inspirational Brad. Here we are again, another week. We have a great discussion that we're going to rattle off tonight. We're going to talk about single mothers.
Yep, single mom.
Because I know you've had experiences.
Well, I'm a product of a single mom.
Yeah, that's different in the United States.
Yeah, totally different. We might, but I can relate. I didn't grow up with a dad. My grandmother raised me, and I kind of questioned that growing up as a kid. Why was mom distant? My truth of that, basically, she made sacrifices that I didn't understand.
Mhm.
She was working a lot, and my grandmother took care of me,
So your grandmother basically was a man.
yeah, she was the person that nurtured me, and being in the Philippines, I can see the hard sacrifices these moms make over here. They may work abroad, leave their kids.
I'm starting to see a lot of that there are a lot of women that leave this country
Yeah.
and take foreign work and work in houses and, in some of these other countries. And that means that they leave their children or their family behind because the majority of them don't have a husband.
Right.
And quite honestly, the husband doesn't give a shit.
Some cases. That's true.
I'm being truthful.
That's the truth.
I'm being honest and I'm being truthful.
That's the truth. I agree with you.
And that is certainly a problem here in the Philippines.
They don't have a support system even for single moms as they would do
Not like in the U.S.
Some fathers leave their family and go have another
and go wrestle up 4 or 5 other women and have kids with all them. They're just breeding. All they are is breeders. That's all they are.
I give the flowers to those moms that are making those sacrifices. You shouldn't have to deal with circumstances like that. It's unfortunate that there's no support system here, and I just want to give a shout out to those single moms out there that are doing everything for their kids, that being the mom and the dad.
Do you? I'm trying to be very careful about how I word this because it's so prevalent here in the Philippines. Because you see so many women walking around with children or the belly bulge.
Mhm.
And if you sit down and talk with them, they want a family. They want somebody in their life that they want to take care of and provide for. At least that's part of what I have come across. Yeah, you and you're worrying about glowing.
Sorry.
And I'm battling this cold. But they have a tendency to not want to be alone, not want to feel alone, because their partner just honestly doesn't get it, doesn't understand them. Are you privy to that, or are you aware of that? Or do you see?
I've heard harsher.
Okay, go ahead.
Stories.
Go ahead and unload.
Maybe a result of cheating, abandonment, those type of scenarios that put mothers in a situation where they're just alone.
And trying to survive.
They like I said, they would. I've seen moms 1 to 5 kids, and they're just doing it on their own.
And they're doing it on
and I don't know how in the heck they do it. And I apologize for those moms that have made those sacrifices, and I didn't understand that going into that, they become the breadwinners, and it goes down from generation to generation. I apologize for that because I thought it was unfair to come out the nest and then you have to take care of everybody up under you.
Well,
that's the culture.
That's not the way it works in the U.S.
I know, that's the culture. That's the culture.
In the U.S., you get pregnant and you're on your own.
Yeah.
But we have a system in place that you can basically get assistance from and all those things. So that doesn't exist here.
No.
And what ends up happening is you end up having to rely on family or close friends. And
to support those kids, because sometimes they don't have a job because they have to take care of the kids.
That's correct.
So it's like it's a double-edged sword.
It's this never-ending hamster wheel, man. It's just round and round and round and round. And I got in a conversation. I had a conversation the other day. I thought I was going to land an interview, quite honestly, with I ran into 4 working girls, what we would refer to as working girls, nightclub,
right,
strippers,
freelancers,
whatever you want to call them. And man, I almost had a couple of them talked in to sit down and talk with me because I really wanted to know why they do what they do and get it on film and get it out to people so they can understand. Of course, the interview didn't take and they didn't show, and I understand why, because they were afraid. But the pre-conversation that I had with them was, why do you do what you do? To provide for their family.
Some put their
they're the breadwinner
there you go.
in the family. Now we're talking about a mom and dad and brothers and sisters, and then mom and dad send their daughter out.
And you don't know what they're doing to maintain their family. Some of the kids may be going to school, college.
Yeah.
You never know their story. So I never assume or judge people by what they do or their circumstances.
You certainly see it much more prevalent in the cities because there's so many of them that are here trying to make a living. They can't get a job working at a hotel or working at an apartment complex as a cleaner. There's only so many jobs that there are to go around. There's only so many jolly bees. And
well, you have to have a college degree just to be in a call center, even if you can speak perfectly good English.
Correct. And unless you're educated, you're just not going to get a job anywhere else. So what do you do in order to create that money? And I'm sorry to say it, folks, and I'm hoping, quite honestly, that if we get a few comments back, because this is one of those subject matters that we need to open up and discuss freely, because number one, I don't want to say it's a problem, but they do have problems with it here in the Philippines. And it is what is causing a huge influx of foreigners to come here because of all the, quote, easy sex, easy nights out.
They see the women as being vulnerable.
Oh, yeah.
But that's not the case. I would always say, it's like Vegas. Vegas always wins. It's not your house. They have complete control of that situation.
That's right.
So guys, if you think you're coming over here and you are going to take advantage of a situation that you think people are vulnerable, you're so misled.
You're going to lose.
Yeah, you're losing. You're definitely losing.
You're going to lose.
They are very clever. They're very smart. And
that's where we're going next.
Yeah, we'll do that one.
In this discussion or do you want to do that in a different discussion?
We'll do it in a different, because I want to make sure that the single moms understand that how much they're valued. Just like I grew up. Sometimes kids don't understand what moms do. They mask the pain. Some days they can't do certain things for their kids.
What that child's
Nah, But I want to
For
make
what
it
their
clear.
mothers has gone through.
I want to make it clear that, hey, you single moms, you're valued, you're loved. The kids may not understand it at the very beginning because you mask it so well of whatever you're going through, and the kids never feel that. And I just want to applaud you for that.
Very well put. Very well put. And we are going to cover that in the next discussion because there is a little game that gets played.
Yes.
And if you're a foreigner and you're coming to the Philippines, you better be aware of the game that's going to get played because you're not as smart as you think you are. Okay? But that's the next discussion that we're going to have here on Inspiration by Brad. Thanks for being with me. Thanks for talking to me as usual.
My pleasure, Brad.
And
hope you feel better, man.
I'll be all right, man. Give me a couple of days and I'll be
All
good
right.
to go. By the weekend, I'll be good to go.
I'll check on you.
Yeah. All right, man. Thanks for being with us.